unfortunately, before we recorded, we saw Alistair Johnson get stretchered off. I won't lie, was information overload in between trying to find video clips and editing. It was like I can't, and then I see him on the thing like this. I can't. But it looks like it's a hamstring injury, which probably means he won't be available for September 5th against Wales. And I'm just assuming he won't be available for September 5th against Wales and September 9th against Romania. That's just the other way around, but whatever. Question. When we look at the fullbacks, and the fullbacks are always a position that I'm always looking and saying, we're not as good as we think, guys. Davies won't be there. Johnson won't be there, which means now you have to rely on a Richie Larea. Sam Adekubi won't be there as well. So Richie, probably Nico Seeger playing there. Zoran Basong season, we're back in the game. I saw this name who got a loan move this year in the MLS. And it's kind of gone under the radar because we're in Canada and he plays in the States. So we're just like, I guess he's doing all right. But Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty, playing at Charlotte, he had some good moments during Leagues Cup. Boo, Leagues Cup. But like when you look at a player like that, how have you kind of watched him so far this year? And the move, he's gotten minutes. He's playing with Zaha and other good players, so he's getting some good run. Do you think that he's a player that just because of injuries, he is pushing closer to getting that call up, or is he a player that you think let him finish the season and maybe it's a 2026 conversation to get into how he starts the year? Where do you look at a player like that?
I think for Maloney should be getting a look in. I think the way he's played for Charlotte, yes, he hasn't been great every single game he's been in, but he has still been consistently a good performer. And I'm not someone who's going to say I've watched him religiously at the club because it's very difficult for us to watch Charlotte all the time. But I have seen a few of his matches and watch highlights as well. And he has done pretty well. And what I've seen from him has been impressive. And before at Montreal, at Toronto, we saw him on the right back side, on the other side of the football pitch or back line. We've seen him further up the pitch. Like you said, he's playing with Wilfried Zaha. He's playing with a very exciting side right now. And he is consistently in that starting 11. While a CF Montreal side struggled to get in that starting 11. Sometimes footballers just need a change of scenery. Sometimes they just need a new club or a manager that backs them. And it looks like Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty has finally found that. I know you're a big supporter of Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty. You've always been. Every video you're backing him to get in the squad. And for these friendlies, I think it's a mix of everything. His form's in the right place. Injuries have crept up at the right opportunity for him. No one wants injuries, but sometimes they can be a blessing in disguise for some footballers. And this might just be the right chance for Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty to get that call-up. He gets a call-up with Zoran Basong. Great tandem. Great opportunity for both of them to prove themselves. And Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty finally gets that opportunity in the national team level with Jesse Marsch, seeing him firsthand, getting the reps and proving himself in this starting team in a level at training. And if he can consistently train at a high level, Jesse Marsch might be quite happy, and there might be the call-ups again. There might be the more look-ins again, because left back, as we've talked about on many of times, might just be our weakest position on the football pitch. Outside of Alphonso Davies, of course, the best player in the continent. So if Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty can step up to that opportunity, I think everything's kind of fallen into place for him to get that call-up. But I'm still a huge, heavy supporter of Matteo D Brienne, which we can also talk about if you want. And I think should perfect. Great timing, I guess. We're on left backs, right? I mean, he got that transfer to Gais in Sweden, and he's, I want to say, a goal and assist, or he actually has like few goal contributions. Like he has been playing consistently very well in a Gais side that has played well as well. So I think that's a very exciting shout to look at even for Jesse Marsch. I'm not sure if he's had a talk with Matteo de Brienne. I'm not sure if Matteo de Brienne's even getting a look in at the national team level, but I think it's a great opportunity. And the friendlies are also in Europe.
Oh, so, thank you. Yes, agreed. You're in Europe. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. There's no. I'm a big proponent of look. You want to bring your best teams? Yes, I understand that, but you're already there. Just bring someone over. Go Sweden, Denmark, France, Europe, England. They're a quick flight. Just hop on over, see what it is. And I think that's the best time to see players like that. So I am on that. I know I just cut you off there, but no.
That's totally fine.
When you're in Europe, see as many as you can because again, Canada's in that opportunity where they get to see as many players as they want and these low risk, well, they're low stakes, high opportunity games is what those friendlies are, right? They're not playing for anything other than prepping for the World Cup, but every time you get on the pitch, you give yourself the opportunity to say, hey, maybe March, maybe in December. And right now, you only have so many auditions, right? There's those 4 games this year, maybe a couple next year, and then you're at the World Cup. So a call up means anything. And do I think a Matteo D Brienne will make the team? No, if they're all healthy. But that, I mean, if they're all healthy is why we're having this conversation. So if he gets that opportunity, I think if he takes it and runs with it, I think he gets called in to be that fullback number 5 or 4, depending on what the depth chart looks at. But I think that's a very good shout for players that are there. And I think it's a good player to keep an eye on. Maybe not on our radar, or maybe not on the radar for some of us, but it's a good one for us to keep an eye out because I think he could, based off what the fullback depth is, because it's Zoran Basong, and Zoran hasn't really been playing too much this year, but he's getting national team call-ups by no fault of his own. It's who the coach prefers. But if you have players who are playing great form, get them in, see what they can do, and then go from there. It's a good shout for Matteo there.